Hello everyone, it's Jaden and welcome back to another Coffee and Create. This time I'm drinking a Starbucks iced mocha because that is literally the only thing I drink at Starbucks. I really need to switch it up a little bit, but I love my iced mocha. Now today I am going to be working on another college portfolio piece. This is going to be a watercolor piece, which I'm a little bit nervous about because watercolor is not my forte. However, I've decided if I'm not happy with the final result with the watercolor, I'm just going to go over it with colored pencil, and hopefully then I can make it look a little bit better. But here it is. It's a pretty big piece. I actually need to finish like the bottom part of the foot for the sketch, and I usually don't show the sketching part for this kind of like these like coffee and crate and stuff because I take forever to get the sketch right. Like this took me forever because I kept changing the size and stuff like that, but I finally have it how I want it to be. So I'm gonna finish up with that foot and then we're gonna get to painting with watercolor this time. So I'm a little nervous like I said, but let's get to it. All right, and now we begin. As you can see, I am starting out very light with the watercolor, especially on my face because that was the part I was the most nervous for, and I really did not want to mess it up. So I put down incredibly light colors to begin with before trying to build it up. You know, with watercolor, once you put down the dark color, you can't really go back on top of it. You know, you have to work from light to dark. So that's what I was trying my best to do. Now, as I said in my little intro, that this is another piece for my college portfolio. One of my goals for my portfolio is to show that I can work with a lot of different mediums, so hence the watercolor, even though it's definitely not my preferred medium of choice. But I thought it would also I thought watercolor would be a good medium for this piece because which you'll see later on once you can see more of the full piece. It's an island essentially, or it's supposed to be me sitting on top of a little island, or even becoming a part of the island, as you'll see, because I'll have leaves and stuff on my hair and my clothes. And the reason that I decided to add, you know, like the leaves and the on my clothes and in the hair and stuff is I kind of wanted to represent, or at least one of my goals with this piece was to represent kind of loneliness, because to me, islands are quite a lonely thing. If you think about it, sure, there can be chains of islands, but sometimes there's just random ones in the middle of the ocean, all by themselves, you know. They can be, you know, small ones that only have whatever animals may inhabit them, and that's it. And this is representing loneliness because ever since my mom had passed away, I have been quite lonely. You know, I'm by myself a lot in the apartment, and it's something that I'm not used to because my mom was always here, and I knew that if I ever wanted to talk to somebody or wanted advice or anything, I could just go and see her. But now I don't really have that anymore. Sure, I can call and text, say, my grandmother or my uncle or something, but it's still it's not the same. And, you know, I wanted to try to capture that feeling of loneliness in this piece. So that's why I decided to put myself on an island, because like I said, there's some that are just by themselves in the middle of the vast ocean. And I wanted to show myself just sitting all alone on the island. And I've kind of been alone or just kept to myself for so long that, you know, leaves and other things have started to grow on me, just kind of to represent how time has passed. And yeah, that's kind of, you know, the meaning behind this piece. As you can see right now, I have stopped the little bit of a time lapse and decided to do a little bit of real-time painting, which you can see it takes forever. And that's the reason I mainly do time lapses for stuff like this, is since it takes just so long. you can see a bit more of like me working on like a good majority of the piece if I do a time lapse. Because as you can see, it's a very slow process, especially with watercolor, because, you know, you'll have to wait for it to dry if I, you know, don't want anything to blend out or mix and stuff like that. Anyways, once I finish doing the voiceover for this video, I actually have 2 more that I still need to do voiceovers for. One is like an Across the Spider-Verse themed painting that I wanted to have the video come out around the time the movie came out, and you know, that obviously didn't come to fruition because as I am doing this voiceover, it is June 28th and the movie came out on like June 2nd, so I am definitely really behind on that. So after I finish this voiceover, I'm going to do that one, and then I have another voiceover to do of me working on a different college portfolio piece, and that one is an acrylic painting. But yeah, I have so much stuff that I need to get done, especially because I am going to Tangier next weekend. I'm only going for like, I think it's like, I'm going Friday, spending the whole day there Saturday, and then we're coming back Sunday. So it's not very long, but I'd still like to get some stuff done before I go. I actually have, there's a little like spooky summer art challenge that I'd like to participate in. And it happens, well, the post is like, I think every 2 to 3 days, something like that for like each prompt. And I really need to get to work on that because some I'd like to do plushies. And then like for other ones, I think I'd like to do maybe just like little drawings or something, especially if I can't come up with an idea that I'd like for a plushie. So I really need to get to work on that soon, especially because it is almost July. Like I said, it's the 28th and the 1st of July is Saturday, so that's only a couple more days and I really need to get to work. So stressful. I have so many different things that I need to get done, and it's just, I can never like just work on one thing. I bounce around a lot, but like sometimes when I get like my mind to it, I'll just like work on that one thing and try to get it done. That's actually what I did with this piece. I completed this entire piece over the span of like just 2 days because I really wanted to get it done, and I couldn't stop myself from working on it. You know, it was like a priority, especially because I believe I've mentioned it before. I can't 100% remember, but for the college portfolio, you need at least like 12 pieces, and I think I'm at like, with the completion of this piece, I believe I'm at 5. Because I'm counting if you remember the graphite drawing that I did, the diptych, that I'm going to consider just one piece since they kind of go together. So there's that one, the acrylic painting, which will be a video. There's this watercolor piece, and then a camera piece I did for one of my classes, and then a big graphite drawing that I did for another one of my college classes. So that's 5 right there. I need like 7 more. I have some more sketched out, or at least I have, you know, some ideas written down and stuff. I just need to get to work. One of the pieces I'd like to do is going to be a colored pencil piece, which is one I am a bit nervous about just because the colored pencils I have, it's a little difficult to blend them, or at least like some of the ones that I have. And I'd like the piece to be like really nice and smooth and nice and blended looking, but we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, as you can see right now, I am still working on my pants, and honestly, I am quite happy with how they came out. I struggle quite a bit with doing like the ruffles, or I guess that's what we could call it, like the ruffles and like clothes, and making sure it doesn't look like really weird. But honestly, I don't think I did too bad with this watercolor piece. I think the watercolor actually kind of really helps with getting all of the folds and stuff like that. I actually took a reference picture of myself for this piece. That's something that I've been like getting into a bit more, is just whenever I want like a specific pose, I'll just take a picture of myself, even if I'm not drawing myself. because I had another idea for a painting triptych that I'd like to do. And so like I sat up my little stand and then took pictures of myself because I wanted to get the poses perfect for what I wanted. I've also gotten more into doing like self-portraits like this. Self-portraits were never really something that I have enjoyed doing, but especially now I've gotten really into it for some reason. I think it's because I am doing a bit more pieces like related to like the way I'm feeling, and you know, of course, since it's related to how I feel, I thought that I should probably include myself in the piece. I think my dislike of self-portraits comes from the art class that I took freshman year of high school, because we had to do like 3 separate self-portraits in the span of like, I don't even know if it was like a month. We did so many of them, and we did them where you like have to set up like the little mirror, and then like you look at yourself, and then you have to like go back and forth between looking at the mirror and looking at your paper and all that jazz. And I was not a fan of it. I strongly disliked it. I think that's also one of the reasons that I enjoy doing these kind of self-portraits a bit more, is because it's interesting. Like for this self-portrait, I'm sitting there and I've made myself a part of this island. And I think like if I were able, or if I had the ability at school to do self-portraits where I was in a bit more interesting position, or just like something that was different, I think I would enjoy them a bit more. We did self-portraits in my drawing class my freshman year of college, and I enjoy those a bit more than the ones I did in my freshman year of high school, because we were able to put our own spin on it. And since I like music, especially like older rock and stuff like that, I did myself like surrounded by like vinyl albums and stuff. So that one was really cool and pretty fun, even though like it wasn't like, the ending piece wasn't like the most amazing thing in the world, because honestly I was getting real old and tired of it. So that might have been why I didn't put so much effort into it. You know, don't do that. I have a bad habit of, if I don't like what I'm doing, I'll not put a lot of effort into it. But don't be like me. Try to put the most into a piece, even if it's not going the way that you want. Anyways, as you see right now, I'm working on the water. I tried not to put as much detail in the water as well as the sky, because I wanted the focus to be me and the little island. And as you can see right now, I am working on the sky, trying to get some clouds in there. I don't know if you can really tell if they're clouds or not. Again, I didn't really put an insane amount of detail into them. But I still don't think that they look like too bad. And now we are almost at the very end of this video, because here's the finished piece. I'm quite happy with how this came out. I do not think I will be going over it in watercolor to fix anything, just because, like I said, I'm really happy with how it came out. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day.